I am so happy that I enjoyed A Beautiful Place to Die. This is the first of 4 Martha's Vineyard mysteries. This was released in 2020. It's directed by Mark Jean and stars Jesse Metcalfe as Jeff and Sarah Lind as Z. And I say I'm glad I enjoyed it because I'm struggling to find Hallmark mysteries that I haven't seen, and the last few I've tried have been not that great. But thankfully this one is pretty brilliant. It's unfortunate that there are only 4 of them, but I will savour them as much as I can, by which I mean binge watching them over the course of the next few days. There won't be spoilers in this discussion as I explain what happens. What I will say, and this is my only point of criticism, but I understand it, is that it took far too long to get to the actual crime in this. And on the one hand, that's annoying because it was very slow, but at the same time, I do understand because we did need a little time to learn about the characters. We have Jeff, who is a retired Boston police detective, and we also have Z, our medical examiner. And something that I love about this is that both of them have valid reasons to be involved in the cases. I don't really have an issue with this with other Hallmark mysteries, but generally one of the protagonists of other Hallmark mysteries don't really have a legitimate reason to be involved in so many crimes. But we have a retired detective and a medical examiner. Both of them have genuine reasons to be involved in these crimes, or at least a valid reason for helping out, so that's something that I really appreciate. With regards to the crime itself, it might not have been the most dramatic story or the most fascinating, but I still enjoyed it. A body is found. Our detective, Jeff, actually finds the body in the water, and I really want to praise the makeup. The colour of his skin, the body's skin, the victim's skin, if you like, was just fantastic. The colour was just, well, there was a significant absence of colour, and it just looked so wonderful and so realistic, and they then have to try and find out what happened to him, and he's not completely unknown to them. They met him the previous night at an event, and Jeff had also seen him around here and there. So they have a little bit of a starting place, and then they begin to investigate and talk to potential suspects and people who just might have information. And I don't think any of the suspects were that interesting, and I definitely didn't work it out, but everything flows well enough, everything makes sense. There's nothing about this that I thought was unbelievable or unrealistic, so that worked out very well as well. It might not be the most fascinating or compelling story, but I was still intrigued to find out what was going on, and it kept me hooked. Jeff and Z are both very, very likeable protagonists. I'm looking forward to exploring their journey. I don't know if we're going to get much of a romantic relationship between the two of them. It seems like there's definitely potential for that, but at the same time, maybe they won't cross that bridge too much. We'll see. Based purely on this first film, I'm certainly sad that there are only 4 of them. Maybe my opinion will change as I go through them, but I'm really looking forward to the next one. I thought A Beautiful Place to Die was a generally well-written narrative, maybe not the most dramatic or the most fascinating story, but still well-written, with a decent pacing once it got going. Took us a little bit of time to get anywhere, but I do understand that if they knew they were going to be making however many films, then spending a little bit of time to set up the characters is not too bad, and I do feel like I have a better understanding of them. Had this just been a one-time film and I wasn't going on an emotional journey with them, maybe would have been a bit unnecessary, but nevertheless, I really enjoyed it. I thought A Beautiful Place to Die was a really good film, and I cannot wait to watch the next Martha's Vineyard mystery.